Ladies and gentlemen, hailing from Cleveland, Ohio, I give you BVO.
Oh, we boxing? Yeah, we boxing. I need that belt like it ain't no other option. So we punching and weaving and blocking. Defeat ain't an option. Let them know, shoot a video, put it on BVO. Let them know, every time I punch, it's a heavy blow. BVO, bound to hit like bricks cause it was set in stone. Let them know, I ain't getting body, but I'ma hit this flow. Yeah, way more than a show, this is BVO.
On behalf of BVO Boxing TV, we would like to thank our sponsor, Raycon. Don't forget to grab your Raycon Everyday Earbuds, the perfect bass model for premium sound, with active noise cancellation to block out distractions and transparency mode to keep you aware of your surroundings. They're ideal for your everyday needs. Just visit rayconglobal.com. That's rayconglobal.com and elevate your listening experience.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy. Hold on, we got background noise. Yo, what's up? It's your boy BBO Sports TV. We in the house. We back. You seen us this morning. We seen Storm and Norman beat the Sushi Rolls out of the Chinaman, out of Japanese man. So we just coming to celebrate, and also we here to return Detroit, Michigan's own Frankie Martin, man. What you guys think about Frank coming back to the ring?
Well, first things first, you out of order. You ain't gave me my drop yet, so you out of order.
He ain't gave my drop yet. Let me get my man Varnell Hill together.
I do it for the children. You can take the children and bounce them on their knees. Bounce them on the knee and then sing a melody. The Varnell man, did you mean he's mine?
What's going on, man?
we got to tell the truth before we get and shout out to Frank Martin, shout out to Antuanne, but we got to tell the truth real quick.
Yeah.
Shout out to Brian Norman, man, going out there like you said, putting hands on Jen Sasaki, the knockout of the year at this current moment in time, in my personal opinion. It was a great time earlier today. You know what I'm saying? But man, I'm so proud of the young brother. And can't wait to see what's next. Look, when we're talking about Antuanne versus Frank Martin, I don't like that fight. And I'm gonna just be honest. Frank Martin don't stand a chance in the fight. He don't stand a chance.
You say yo stand a chance.
You know that man ain't got a heat. That man don't stand. And I like Frank Martin. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Frank Martin. That man don't stand a chance in the damn fight against. Excuse my language. That man don't stand a chance in the daggone fight against Antuanne. Do I want to see it? Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? I want to see it. But all we gonna be looking for is a knockout. I just want to see what round it in then. I got it going 7. I got 7. But he gonna get hands put on him. He gonna get stretched. I just hope the brother ain't got being wheeled out on the stretcher like Sasaki was. That's the only thing I hope.
You know what's cold about that was when I seen B. Norman bow and white dude was laying on the ground lifeless. That was cold.
That was cold. Yeah,
that was
shout
cold.
Shout out to B. Norman and B. Norman Senior too, man. I'm agreeing with Doug Rice. That was the knockout of the year so far. That was a beautiful. And then the first and third round was just, oh my God, that first round was good. That third round was good, and then the brutal knockout at the end in the fifth. Just happy for him. Brian Norman Senior said they treated them real good out there in Japan. They was real friendly. The food was good. He said he liked the food. So shout out to Brian Norman and Brian Norman Jr.
And I don't mean to cut y'all off, but and shout out to Junior for being as respectful as he was in the
yeah.
post. He could have been like, man, I told y'all I was gonna sleep
Yeah,
this
he
dude.
was real humble and he did everything right. A+ performance. Very excited for him, and I can't wait to see what he got next. His daddy said they want a hometown fight. If not,
Bring it
then
to Georgia, baby. Bring it to Georgia.
yeah, they want to
Georgia,
do a
baby. We need
hometown
it.
fight. He said that if they don't get nothing big next, like a Devin Haney, a Tio, or something like that, then they definitely want a hometown fight. And I know Atlanta gonna be booming when they do
Oh,
that.
we showing up and showing. Hey,
Yeah,
Georgia in general.
I might come down to the A for that one.
Come on down. We ain't got no problem. We'll show you a good time.
Yes, indeed.
But man, I'm just man. Shout out to Junior, man. Junior did his thing.
Yeah,
But
he did.
going into this fight that BVO talking about, as far as now, first things first, BVO, is this fight signed, or you just kind of came up with this on the fly?
Free didn't get the answer.
Oh, my bad, Free.
Let me go in because y'all missed the interrupt tonight, and y'all not gonna interrupt me tonight. Now I'm interrupting. What I just say? What I just say? What I just say? But nah, I mean, I don't mind the Frank Martin and Antuanne. Is it a good fight? Yeah, it's a good fight. Is it a fight that Frank Martin should be taking right away? No, because if y'all was wondering where was Frank Martin all this time, y'all gonna be wondering that again because he's gonna be back on another long vacation. He get in the ring with Antuanne right now. Antuanne is gonna hurt this dude badly. Frank Martin, he's skilled. He got some decent boxing ability, but to get right back in the ring after getting knocked out and you want to get back in the ring with another bruising puncher like Antuanne, somebody that's going to stay right on top of you and not give you no breathing room. Nah, that's not a good fight to take after coming off of a knockout. So I don't mind seeing it. Is it a fight that Frank Martin should take right away? No. He should get first of all, he's never fought at 140 for one. Second of all, you're going in there with one of the biggest punchers at 140, and you just coming off a knockout. So I mean, that's his funeral if you want to take it.
Oh, now, Free, we understand this your family. We understand this is your family. So you biased. You a tad bit biased.
For sure.
I gotta be honest. I can't disagree with what Free's saying. I can't disagree with it because I think Frank Martin, he a decent boxer. You know what I'm saying? But man, Antuanne has been trained in this sport. He's been trained continuously since he done came up. And man, hey, you don't want to fight in my opinion, you don't want to fight Antuanne Russell off a layoff. That ain't a good look. And then when you get hands put on you, I don't want to hear no excuses. I don't want to hear it.
I think no matter how you slice it up, man, it's a good fight because Frank is saying Antoine's name. Everybody else seem to be scared to say his name. So
yeah, he been laid off too long for me too, man. Like I think
but he said that's the fight he want. Put him in there.
Put him in there. I don't mind. Yeah, so I don't mind if the fight gets signed. Still, hey, let's go. Let's cover
because
it. Let's go crack.
You
let's get it
see
cracking.
You see the verse Artem. He got some boxing talent.
Yeah, but that was a minute ago though, B. He ain't been active and he came off a brutal knockout. You know, he coming off a brutal knockout loss. Then you gonna go in there with one of the top hitters at 140. Man, that might not be good. And like you said, he got Buddy McGirt now. Buddy can't fight for him. Arturo couldn't fight for Buddy couldn't fight for Arturo. So I'm not trying to hear none of that. I'm talking about he go get in there with Antoine he want to with a long layoff. And that young man been active. Man, please. It'll be like Free said, it'll be a long time before we see him again.
Trainers mean a lot of things. Hold on, real quick. Trainers mean a lot of things in boxing. They mean, and I understand, buddy.
Not saying they don't.
No. I'm agreeing with you. I think that Buddy McGirt, one of the top level echelon trainers. You know what I'm saying?
My generation.
At the same time, like Pryor said, you can't fight for the brother. And so when he we watched when Buddy McGirt was training what's my brother name? That Floyd put hands on.
Gotti. That's what I
Gotti,
said.
thank you.
We saw what happened.
Arturio. We
Arturo
seen
Gotti, he couldn't fight for Gotti.
you
So
can't fight for these people. So hey, your trainer means some things, but your skill set and what you do in the ring mean much more. And I'm just gonna be honest. I don't think Frank Martin. I don't think he can sniff Gary Antuanne boots as far as the hands. And you see when Gary Antuanne was called, he wasn't calling out no Frank Martin. He calling out the champions in the division. You know what I'm saying? Those guys. He trying to unify the division. So if that fight happened, I'm okay with it. But I would prefer to see Antoine in the ring with one of these other three champions in his division. I would prefer that more than I would want to see him versus Frank Martin. Me personally.
yeah,
What you got on the hot rod?
Yo, y'all can hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got
You
you.
crispy. You crispy, baby. You crispy.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. I don't care about that fight. I'm not watching that BS. Frank Martin is pitiful, and Gary Russell is overrated. What I
No,
want,
Gary Antoine.
he's overrated. What I want, OG Dub, is your boy Devin Haney and Bill. Are they capping or are they gonna step up to the plate? That's what I
Hey,
want to know.
I
That's
want
what
to
I
know the
want to know
same
because
thing.
we saw what Booch did. He ducked. He left the division. He ducked. So is Devin Haney gonna step up to the plate, or is Bill Haney lying what he was doing on the boxing voice? Is he gonna step up to the plate? That's all I want to know.
I agree 100%. And
Hey,
it's a tad bit off topic, but you, man, Devin, hey, y'all talked all this crazy stuff. You didn't call this man booty, and I'm trying to be
You and
PC.
your son said he was trash.
So
Prove it. He's
hey,
trash.
take the fight then. I want to
hey,
see that fight next. I want to see
I
it
said
next.
that. I said this earlier on CDK. I mean, everybody saying they want to see the Devin Haney versus Brian Norman. Well, if y'all want to see it, y'all need to go holler at Bill because Devin is the A side. He's the A side.
Who
Regardless
cares?
that Brian,
Who cares? I
regardless
ain't
that
worried about no
Brian
A
no,
side, B side.
no, what I'm saying is Devin is the one that got to send the contract to Brian Norman. You know daggone well Devin is not getting paid less than Brian Norman. So
That's
Agreed.
hilarious.
he best to send that contract. If you want
But
that fight, send that contract.
man, Junior just got paid according to the reports. I don't know what the money really is, but they say Junior got paid $3 million for this fight. So that's fine.
Yeah.
Let Devin make his 6, 5, 6, whatever, and let Junior make another 3. You know what I'm
Man,
saying? I ain't got no problem with that.
that's all I want to
No,
know. All I want to know is the truth. You and your father been talking. So are y'all going to stick to what you said, or are you on this BS like the rest of these fighters? And back to the topic. Oh, gee, I don't care about this fight. I told you, I'm not watching no PBC card unless they give me what I want, because I'm quite sure this is going to be on pay-per-view. You ain't getting this. You ain't getting a penny out of me for this. Frank Martin, the dude that was supposed to fight Keyshawn Davis and it never happened. Nah, dog. Nah, I'm not watching this fight. I don't care for the fight.
no.
This is just a
Nah,
this is
I
just
don't
a
think this
tune up.
fight is a.
This is just a tune up for Gary Russell. If you want to be 100, it's
It
just a
can't be
tune
no,
up.
but it
I
can't
don't
be
think
no
this fight is
pay-per-view
a
fight.
pay per view. I
Yeah,
don't think this is a pay.
that's what I was
Only way
gonna
this is the only way this is a pay per view fight is they fighting on the undercard. This is not no headline pay per view.
Nah,
This is not no
I agree.
headline pay per view.
This ain't no
OG,
pay-per-view fight.
who they gonna put it on? They gonna put it on the tank car? You know I'm not buying no tank fight. Only
No,
fight, only fight. I'm
he
gonna support Tank Davis and give him some money is if he fights Shakur. That's the only
he
one.
already he
You ain't
already
getting no
he
penny out
already
of
got
me
a
for
fight for
nothing.
the Tank Davis fight. He already got a fight for the Tank Davis card. And we talking about this is what Frank Martin is asking for. Frank Martin
Man,
said he wants to fight Antoine.
He
Frank
said you want
Martin
to
is
fight
a
him at the top of the year.
Frank Martin is a joke. You
Oh,
doing all this talking, but you still ain't fought Keyshawn Davis. You still ain't fought
Hold
Kid.
on,
You still ain't fought Kid Austin. You doing all
hold on,
this talking, all this woofing. What happened to the
hold on.
Keyshawn
Did you
Davis
just say
fight? What happened to
did
the
you
Kid
just say at
Austin
the
fight?
top of the year? You said
Like
at the top of the
he
year?
doing all that woofing, bro. He doing all that
yeah,
woofing.
that's what he said
Y'all talking about
on
y'all
Fight Hype. He want to fight him by the top of the year.
y'all talking about y'all want to see this fight because what? Because it's an easy win for Gary Russell. I'm not into easy wins. I want to see 50-50 fights. That's what I want to see.
Agreed.
I'm
No,
not interested in this fight.
we saying we don't mind the fight for Frank Martin if that's what he wants. He's the one that's moving up. We know what Antuanne wants. Antuanne wants the other champions. But this
Oh,
what Frank Martin wants. Frank Martin is not taking a light test. He's going in there asking for Antoine. So we saying we don't mind that for Frank Martin. We saying it's a big step up for Frank Martin, but we don't mind it. That's a good fight for Frank Martin. We're not saying that it's a great fight for Antoine. It's a good fight for Antoine. It's not a great fight for Antoine. The better fight is him fighting against the champions.
Antoine came out
let me ask
himself. Hold on, real quick. Antoine came out himself and said, all these dudes when he was talking about Africa at the time, as far as the win losses in amateur those type of things, and then said, I got a belt now, you got a belt, but you don't want the smoke. Man, these guys they soft. And then come out after he said that they were soft was like, man, I'm not sitting here. If it makes sense, money or legacy, then I'm gonna make the fight. I don't think Frank Martin makes sense, money or legacy for Antoine.
I don't. What you know? I'm going to hit y'all with the same stuff y'all said about Keyshawn fighting. Well, not y'all, but the boxing public was saying about Keyshawn fight De Los Santos. What has Frank Martin deserved to fight this man off a layoff and off a loss? Same situation with De Los Santos. What did De Los Santos do to deserve the fight with Keyshawn Davis coming off multiple losses and a layoff? It's the same thing. What has he deserved to get this? Why not take a why Frank Martin can't move up and fight a top contender to earn your spot? You see, it's all this finessing going on. That's why man, I like boxing, but the more and more I get into it, more and more I see things. It's all about finessing. It's all about finessing and timing, bro. These
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm young, but I low key wish I was y'all age, OG BVO, OG Dub, OG Free, because y'all saw the fights. Y'all saw them when they fought in their prime. I'm not getting no fights in my prime. I'm not getting nothing in their prime. Nothing. I
Well,
ain't got one.
you got
Man, I
Joe
ain't
Smith
getting
versus
nothing, man.
Peterbiev. That was
Man, stop it, man, stop it.
that was a good fight, Dub. What are you talking about,
No,
bro? That was a good
Joe
fight.
Smith,
Man,
did you watch the Joe Smith versus Beterbiev? Did you
Yeah, that
watch
was
it?
crazy.
But I'm talking about where they were in their career.
No,
That
no.
wasn't.
But did you watch the fight?
Yeah, I watched the fight. He got
Joe
destroyed.
he got hit in the second round on the temple and was stumbling around the ring like he had been drinking for 3 days.
man. I'm not
So
getting no Sugar Ray Leonard versus Hagler versus Tommy Hearns. I'm
You're
not
not
getting
getting
none
it.
of that.
I gotta
I'm not
agree.
getting it.
I
You
gotta
know,
agree.
I'm about to
I'd
stop
rather be
watching.
out
I'm
of
about to
order
stop
sometimes.
watching this sport, bro. I'm really am, dude, because it's all about finessing, man. These dudes don't want to fight each other. These dudes want easy paydays. Easy paydays. I guarantee you. I'm sorry, OG Dub, but I guarantee you, Devin Haney gonna fight Rolly. I guarantee you, he gonna fight Rolly.
And if he do, get what?
We
And I'm
we're not gonna get
I'm
the
gonna
Norman fight.
criticize him. I'm gonna
We
criticize the
we're
shit
not gonna
out
get
of
the
him.
Norman fight. We're not gonna get the Norman fight. I guarantee you, he gonna fight Rolly.
I
Watch.
don't think.
Watch what I
Hey,
said.
look, and you know, Hot Rod, you know, I love Devin. I don't think Devin want no smoke with Junior. I don't think he want no smoke with Junior, especially after what we see. I don't think he want no smoke with him.
What's
Like
wrong with
it's
the Rolly Devin Haney unification? It's a
Man,
unification.
that fight is
That's no
not a good
unification.
fight. That's not a
He
good
just beat he
that's
just
not a
beat
unification.
beat up
That's
Ryan
not a
Garcia.
But
that's
that's
not a
not a unification.
unification.
They
It's
didn't
not a
elevate
unification.
Rolly.
It's not
Well,
a unification because
first off,
Devin
Devin ain't got no
Devin don't have a
championship,
belt.
I mean,
and
not a
then
unification.
Rolly.
I'm sorry. I apologize. A title fight. I'm sorry.
But then no, it's still not a title fight because Rolly he got secondary titles.
I
The
thought they were supposed to
champion,
elevate Rolly.
no, the champions in the division right now. Well, we'll see what happens since Boots say he's gonna move up to 54. We'll see what happens. But at this
That
time,
is Rolly up as a WBA champ.
say it again.
Doesn't that
No.
elevate Rolly to
Well,
WBA? If Boots drop it free,
he's what happened is he's already the WBA champion. What happens is the WBA super goes away, so he will be considered the champion because the
that's all I
super
was
goes away.
asking. That's all I was asking.
The super goes away, so he will be considered the champion. So he will
And
be
Rolly's
the
coming off the
champion.
biggest win of his career, so I don't see a
Yeah,
problem.
but
with
that's not a good fight. That's not a good fight. That's not
Maybe
a
not.
fight. That's not a fight that anybody is checking for. Is he a champion? Yeah, but that's
Hold
like
on. Forget if we check it, and I say this respectfully, forget if we check it for it. I just listen to Bill get on the boxing voice and talk about Junior, and how they not gonna freeze Junior out because Junior being froze out according to Bill. So all right, that's fine. Now you got the opportunity, make the fight. Just make the fight. That's
That's
it.
what I'm saying. That's what I said. Everybody wants this Brian Norman fight. They need to get on Bill's line and say, "Hey, Bill, you need to send that offer," because we know that he's not going to take a offer from Brian Norman. We know that Devin is not going to be the B side to Brian Norman. So if that is the case, you are the A side. Send this man a offer. You said that Devin was in Japan. And you went on the boxing boys, went back and forth with Brian Norman. You want the fight. You called Brian Norman trash or whatever have you. Send that man an offer. We already know what he's going to do. He's going to take the offer. So send that man an offer.
We need to see it. One thing Devin and him and Bill always come out and say, everybody say everything, but let's fight. Well, Junior saying let's fight. Junior saying let's fight. Send that man a contract, brother.
Yeah, I don't mind seeing that one.
Like that's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking, OG.
If Devin go in there and fight Rolly, dog, he got it. I know some of his fans is going to say, "Oh, Rolly a champion, this and that. Look what he did to Ryan Garcia." Yeah,
we did to Ryan Garcia.
That was Ryan Garcia. But no, that's not a good fight. It's not a fight that nobody's going to pay to see. And they're going to try to make it a pay-per-view fight. That's for sure. We know Turkey is going to make that a pay-per-view fight. That is not a good fight. That's not a good fight at all.
Not the headline of pay-per-view. I wouldn't.
OG,
I ain't gonna tear it down, but I mean, I agree with you.
What has Rolly done? Beating Ryan Garcia, who in hardcore eyes is a C-level fighter. So Rolly, that was just two C-level fighters fighting each other. Let's be honest, two C-level fighters fighting each other. Now this man somehow got a belt. Like boxing is fraud, man. These the A level, the so-called A-level fighters don't fight each other, bro. They want to keep fighting B and C-level fights. They want an easy career. That's why I be telling y'all some of these dudes have manufactured careers because they don't fight nobody in their prime. They don't. They want to fight the former champions when they get old. Like, come on, man. I see through it, bro. That's why I don't get none of these dudes credit like that, bro. I'm not. Because none of these dudes are not fighting dudes in their prime, man. None of them.
Well, it's kind of hard to argue that. I mean, I ain't gonna sit up here, but I'm gonna try to be cool and just hope for the best, try to be a little positive. But I get what you're saying. Being young, you didn't get to see what we got to. A lot of us got to see. So I can see where your frustration coming at on that. I can't even argue that.
Like I didn't come into boxing.
It's good to get a young person's perspective and see how y'all feel because they're not fighting. They're not fighting legacy fights. No, like you said, no Sugar Rays and Hagglers, and they don't got no stuff like that. We got Floyd. We got Mike Tyson. Some of us got Sugar Ray, and so I can get where the frustration comes for sure.
Like I've been watching boxing. What? I started watching boxing when Ryan fought Luke Campbell. Since then, I've never gotten a prime versus prime. I mean, Bivol Betterby was cool.
I'm about to say you got Bivol Betterby.
But look at the age difference. They didn't fight Wolverine. I mean, he didn't fight Wolverine 3-4 years ago. He fought Wolverine when he damn near 40. Luckily, Wolverine's body is like a 20-something-year-old. But it's like, come on, man. Come on.
But the problem with that is, Hot Rod, is that Wolverine, respectfully, he the one who started boxing
late
at the time frame that he did, and then became a champion when he became one. The man was already old when he fought Adonis Stevenson. The man was 36 years old, 35, something like that. And 9 times out of 10, when we look at fighters and we say you 35 years old, you on the back end of your career. Now, like you said, the brother, he done took care of his body. I can't do some of the damn work that this man be doing, so it is what it is. But at the same time, that ain't no other fighter but him. He started late.
Right.
So he's an anomaly. However you say that. I think I'm saying it wrong. He's an anomaly.
No, he is. He absolutely is. Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, I get it, but
the thing is, power is the last thing you lose in the sport of boxing. Power is the last thing you lose.
My bad, Free.
But his footwork and everything, it still stays on par with what he's trying to do. We just seen him get exposed to some degree. And when I say exposed, I don't mean he really truly got exposed. I thought those were 50-50 fights with Bivol. Even as far as judging them, I thought they were 50-50 fights. They could have went either way both times. So all I'm saying is that I think Beterbiev, he's a gem in the sport versus or an anomaly in the sport more than the actual man. That man double dribble. Oh, excuse me. I'm watching. My bad. But he's an anomaly in the sport versus what we would see consistently in the sport. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I know what Harrod is saying. The I mean, the problem is it's not always on the fighters. It's on these promoters, and we gotta see it for what it is. These promoters are trying to see the easiest ways to get a bag without losing their top commodity. And so they try to find ways around it. But the problem is you asking for these fans to spend top dollar and you're not giving them top dollar product. And so I understand what he's saying. And I mean, this is the one thing that Devin Haney was sitting here and his father was sitting here talking about, and a lot of their fans. Oh, Devin fights all of the tough fights. He fights all of the top quality opponents. Well, if that's the case, we shouldn't be seeing you talking about no rolling nets. We should see you sending that offer to Brian Norman and making that fight, because that was one of the people that was on your list. Brian Norman was the highest. If you go according to Bill Haney's list, between Rolly and Brian Norman is the highest rated fighter that's on your list. Rolly was at the very bottom of that list. So if that's the case, we need to see you go for that guy that's next to the top, the closest one to the top.
I'm holding Bill Haney to his word. When he got up there and we all seen, because I went back and watched the CDK interview, right? And shout out to my brother CDK for a hell of an interview. We all heard what was said in that interview. Then I see what was said on the Boxing Voice. And on the Boxing Voice, when Bill and Senior was both talking to each other at the time, Bill said, I told you way before this that you being froze out, we're not gonna freeze you out. We're gonna make the fight. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna give you a payday, according to Bill. That's what Bill said. Senior said, I don't like the way that sounds, but if we're gonna make the fight, let's make the fight. And in my personal opinion, man, I got Junior stretching. I got him stretching Devin. I got him stretching, and I love Devin, but I got him stretching him.
But it's you know it's you know it's even with Jerron Ennis and Norman. Why can't we get the fight? What's man? It's annoying, bro.
What was the point of moving up to 54, bro? You've been calling for the smoke. Supposedly, I done heard 1.7 now. Supposedly, the man made $3 million in Japan. Now he coming back. Hey, yesterday price ain't the same as today price, but at the same time, make the fight happen, Eddie. Make it happen. And then Boots move up to 54. I don't like the way it looked. And I understand if Boots was the one who came out and said, I make the weight comfortably. You know what I'm saying? Now, they say doctors have came out and said other things. I ain't seen the doctor. I ain't seen him. I'm just going off of the reports that they're giving me. But, man, you saying you making the weight easily. Well, okay, now he free. You free. Make the fight.
Yeah, I didn't like how the announcement was made. You said you wanted to unify the titles. You was gonna wait around for the champions, and then the week of Brian Norman fight, you decided to move up. I didn't like how that announcement came out. I mean, I don't know what the man body is. Maybe he can't make the weight. I don't know. But it just seemed a little bad timing. It was bad timing. You said you wanted to unify the titles, and then the week that Brian Norman is about to fight, you all of a sudden decide you're going to move up. It's just a little bit of bad timing for me. I mean, it could be very true that you can't make the weight. It just don't. It
The
don't look
timing.
right. It
The
don't look
timing.
right.
Well, why he
Yeah.
didn't? Why he didn't come out and say he couldn't make the weight after his last fight? After the
That's what I'm
Stanley
saying.
Ellis
That's what
fight,
I'm
he
saying.
could have came. That what
It
I'm saying.
don't look right.
But that, and I'm agreeing with you. We agreeing on this one. My thing is, why you wait to the week of the fight that Junior gonna have, and then come out and say, well, you know what, I'm moving up to 54. Wait a minute. You only got a couple months. You know what I'm saying? October is the prime time for us. It's
Yeah.
prime time. And then when Junior came out and said, and shout out to Junior, man. And I'm biased. I gotta put it. I just tell y'all the truth. I'm biased. I'm a Georgia boy, and Junior a Georgia boy. So I'm biased. I'm very biased in this situation. But I told when I went to the senior fight with Hackett, it was some Philly niggas or some Philly individuals there. Excuse my language. It was some Philly individuals there, and I told them, hey, they asked me straight up, and I got it on camera. I got it. I still got the footage right now. They said, "Who you got?" I said, "I got Junior." "Who you got?" He said, "I got Boots." I said, "All right, what you want to put on it?" He said, "Man, we could put the bill on it." I said, "That's fine. We'll put a bill on it. Let me know where I can find you." I ain't been able to find the brother yet. I ain't been able to find him.
You see, OG. See, if y'all watched the boxing voice, y'all saw Rachel Donaire came on and cleared everything up. Eddie Hearn was lying from the jump. The fight was never gonna happen. It's you know, and these Boots fans can't see through it. All they see is what Eddie Hearn lying self is saying. No, go watch the boxing voice. Rachel Donaire came in there and clarified everything up. The fight was never gonna happen.
Hold, and I don't know if we can do this over here, but BVO, I gotta call somebody out right real quick, if you don't mind, BVO. I'm in order if I call somebody out, or am I out of order?
I think
Go ahead. Go ahead.
OG,
Go
I don't
ahead.
even think he here.
Yeah,
Okay, well that's fine. All right. The brother manager Marty,
Mm.
the brother came out after the knockout and said a suspicious knockout. And then started talking and capping that Brian Norman Jr. was the one, and some type of way that brother, he know everybody who cheating. I don't know how he know everybody who cheating. He know everybody. He didn't say nothing about Jen Sasaki being the one who was truly the one that didn't want the drug testing going on. He didn't bring that piece up of it. But he wanted to bring up Brian Norman and the lack of testing that happened, and said it's suspicious the way that he put hands on Jen Sasaki. We got to stop this nonsense.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean,
Crazy work.
anybody that watched boxing and manager Marty claimed that he's a manager of boxers and he been watching the sport for a long time. If that's the case, anybody can see that Jen Sasaki was going to get knocked out against Brian Norman.
Right.
There's very few people that thought that Jen Sasaki was going to make it the distance, let alone win
What
the
market
fight.
they in it? What market they in it? What market?
Yeah, Maki ain't here, but
He don't went into
Maki was one of
hiding.
the
He don't
ones.
went into
That's
hiding
what
in
I'm
the
saying.
cane fields,
Yeah,
man.
that's crazy.
It was very few that thought that he was going to make it the distance, let alone win the fight. So that's
Right.
that's not hard to see that he was going to get knocked out. Anybody
Hey,
could have seen that.
We all
BBO,
picked knockouts when
real
we
quick.
did our predictions. We
Hold
all
on,
picked
real quick,
knockouts.
Prize. BVO, if you listening, B3 say he backstage, man. Bring my brother 3 on, man.
Yeah, B3 in the back. He said BBO must have fell off the map.
Yeah. Hey, look, hey, BBO was knocked out. I got Yo in the background from Free like 6 times. I'm like, God, BBO.
Yeah, I was in the back for like 15 minutes. I was like, God, this man is not. He is not. He's on the screen, but he ain't on the screen.
He ain't here. He still ain't here, man. Shout out to my brother Sombrero, man.
We got it.
But yeah, I mean, Manager Marty. I mean, this conspiracy chase that you on now, it gotta come to a halt. It gotta come to a halt. I mean, it was funny and it was cool at first. Now it's just getting ridiculous. You just accusing everybody now. Is it suspicious?
Everybody
and I met
drug
Manager
cheat.
Marty in person at 2300. Real cool brother. He was judging. He was actually judging some amateur fights I was watching, and we got a chance to talk. But like, I don't get into that conspiracy stuff with that stuff. But it is at this point, like you said, Fareed, like Marty, bro, that's you wilding, bro, and you my guy. But
Yeah,
But
I mean,
but my thing, you can't accuse everybody of cheating with
everybody,
no
like
evidence.
literally everybody.
And then the people who get caught cheating, you only I ain't heard that man say nothing about Jaime Mongia. Jaime
Yeah.
Mongia B
right.
simple just came back dirty again.
Hmm.
So the man is a cheater, and he's gonna have to face those consequences. But I ain't heard nothing about that. But then you want to
Yeah,
tell me the individual who ain't tested and ain't pop dirty, those the dirty individuals. Man, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
yeah. Like I said, I mean, no, if you watch the fight, Brian Norman, I mean that could have been Ryan without drugs, and he would have knocked out Sasaki. The man
Yeah.
ain't do nothing. The man ain't had no defense, didn't have no boxing ability. He was just coming straight forward in a high guard. It's easy to knock a guy out like that, especially when
And
you're the better skilled fighter. Brian
and then
Norman is
he
clearly the better skilled fighter.
and then he allowed Junior to punch around the high guard.
Yeah, I mean,
Junior
he
right
let.
hand was landing that
Oh
well
my
in that
God, he
fight.
was looping it around the high guard, but it was so beautiful to look at that.
I love
The kid, that kid didn't like Freeze. He ain't had he didn't know what to do. He once he felt Brian Norman and that power in that first round, that kind of like threw him off. He tried to let his hands go in the second, but the first, the third, and the fifth were brutal rounds for Jin Sasaki. Brutal rounds.
Yeah, it just right at that. I mean, at some point you just got to say he was in there. And he was overly matched.
Yeah.
I mean, Brian Norman was clearly the better fighter. It's not even close to say, oh, who you believe was better. It's not even close. He was clearly the better fighter, and he was the more disciplined fighter, and he was the more patient fighter. I mean, like I said, it wasn't a whole lot you can take from the fight. You have to look at the small things. You have to look at the small improvements that Brian Norman had made. He wasn't rushing his shots. He wasn't
smothering.
he wasn't overly aggressive. The man was patient and he waited for the shot to open. When he saw Jin Sasaki throw that shot and drop his guard, he caught him with a lovely right hook.
Mhm.
It
Yes, he
was
did.
Left
curtains.
hook, left hook, left hook.
No, it was right. It was a right hook.
No, it was the left hook that he knocked him out with.
No, he's not talking about that punch. I know what
Oh,
you're
okay.
talking about,
Okay, my
Fred.
bad. Oh, my
Like he
fault.
was doing a good job catch and shoot. You know what I mean? He like Free said, he made little adjustments. Like his counter punching ability was really well. He did everything right. A+ performance for Brian Norman Jr. Very proud of the brother.
Let me get my brother 3 in the building.
Yes,
3,
indeed.
welcome to the show. What you got for us, brother?
What's good with the family? How my audio coming through?
You good?
Oh, you crispy. You crispy.
Man, salute to the doghouse, man. Thank God BVO is not in hibernation, so we can all fellowship.
Oh no. He in
Um,
hibernation. He still asleep. We ain't heard from the brother in about 15 minutes. So
I don't know. Nah, he had to bring me on, but listen, man. Well, what's the question, Dub? Give it to me real quick.
so the actual question.
The actual question, or the original question was, do you like this fight with that Frank Martin is calling out Antuanne? But we didn't jumped off of that and moved over to the B Norman and Devin Haney. That Devin Haney needs to be sending B Norman that contract. He said he wants to fight. He need to be sending that contract.
The only thing I will say is this. A lot of times, even like Manny is the A side because he's the bigger name and Barrios is the champion. So it'd be okay. I think as long as the money makes sense, Devin could be the A side and Norman to be the champion. I don't think Norman to have no issues with that. He just wants to fight. But as far as the Frank Martin situation, Frank Martin, I don't really want to see him in a title fight off a layoff. Now after he get tune up at 140, but if he could beat a decent name at 140, then I could see him getting a title shot. What y'all think? Y'all want him to get a title shot right now? Or y'all think he need a fight?
No. This
No.
is what Frank Martin is calling for. He said
Okay.
he want to fight he want to fight Antuanne. According to BVO, he said he want to fight Antuanne at the beginning of the year. And I'm like, well, if you want to fight him at the
Okay.
beginning of the year, who are you going to fight right now? Because
Right.
that's even a longer layoff. If you ain't fighting nobody till the beginning of the year, that's even a longer layoff. So who
And
you
what
going to
is
fight right now?
Frank done to fight Gary Antoine?
Yeah,
So I
that's
could
true
see if he
too.
was a champion at 135, but he wasn't, and then he haven't even fought at 40. So I would like to see him. Let me say this: I would like to see them do. I would like him to get at least a decent fight. How about Jermaine Ortiz and the winner get Antoine? You know what I'm saying? Something like that. I mean,
I
Frank Martin
mean,
got to beat somebody.
You B3.
he
That's all I'm saying.
he got to work his way up. He got to work his way because right now I don't even have Frank Martin. I mean, Frank Martin's not even in the top 10 at 140. So he got to work his way up. I mean, I understand he's a named fighter. He has a name. And his name might be bigger than some of the guys at 40, but not all of the guys at 40. There's a lot of other guys that has a bigger name than Frank Martin at 40. And so he got to work his way up. I need to see him fight his way up to the top because he definitely should not be one of the top guys in the WBA when he's moving up to 40 after coming off a knockout loss and a long layoff. He should not be one of the top 10 opponents. He should, I mean, if he is a top 10, he should be number 10 if he is a top 10.
See B3, you hit it right on the head. And that's my whole problem. You know, we should be giving Frank Martin the same treatment as people was giving De Los Santos for coming off a layoff and getting a title shot and a loss. They both are coming off losses and they both coming off layoffs. I don't. Once again, boxers trying to finesse their way into an easy win or a title shot. Like, when does it stop? When does it stop?
Yeah, well, we got to get
I'm
what
in
we can
I'm in
take.
agreement with you. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm in agreement with you.
We
Go.
still got to get
Because
what
of
we
the
can
name,
take.
I was going to ask y'all,
Either
what
going
was
to
that?
watch the sport or not. You know what I mean? I'm not going to get up here and complain about everything, but I feel you, though.
What was the Tank versus Lamont? Not Tank versus Frank pay-per-view numbers? Y'all, anybody know?
Say that again.
The Tank versus Frank pay-per-views about how many pay-per-views they did.
I think I think they did somewhere around 350, 400, somewhere around there.
And see, that's a good number, especially when like you look at the demographics. But I'm gonna say this: Frank Martin, depending on the numbers that he's generating, and also his Showtime numbers, that's 100% could be a reason why he would being put in that position because to get that fight because they definitely want to put each other or they really like a Gary Antoine. They need to use a Frank Martin to build up Gary Antoine if he's doing the numbers. You see what I'm saying? That's the only reason it would make sense.
No, I mean, like I said, I agree with what both you and Hot Rod said. It's not a fight that Frank Martin should get next. That's not a fight that he should get next. But at the same token, I'm not mad at Frank Martin by trying to put himself in a title shot. I mean, if you're going to get yourself in a title shot, by all means, go ahead and get yourself in a title shot. If they're willing to put you in there, by all means, that's the goal that we say that a lot of these fighters want. They want to be a title holder or they want to be a champion. So I'm not mad at Frank Martin for trying to get a title shot. I would be more so upset with Antoine for fighting that fight. And the only reason I would accept it is if these other champions are avoiding them. If these other champions are not trying to make the fight, then I say, okay, well, he's trying to get these other guys, and these other guys are not taking it. So I'm not mad at the fight, but I'm not happy about the fight neither.
Yeah, I'm in a full agreement because Antoine. If Antoine want to give the voluntary defenses, he want to defend at 140. Like we said, he can't get unification. Frank is a good name after he gets a tune-up. Let me ask y'all this though. What y'all think about Mr. Gary? Mr. Gary Russell Jr. Is slated to return. I'm happy about this. Do y'all think this fight is gonna happen? And are y'all excited?
Mr. Gary versus who?
He's supposed to be fighting. He's fighting a Hispanic fighter. Um, his name is like Orlando something. I have to look it up.
I'll be honest with you. Right now, at this point in time in my life, I'm not happy with seeing Mr. Gary Russell in the ring anymore. He let 3 years go by. Man, just go ahead and be a trainer for your brother. I mean, you're doing a heck of a job as a trainer for your brother. At this point in time, though, the time is past. You're 37 years old, about to be 38. The time has passed. I'm not for this because I like a fighter and these guys want to make a comeback. Hey, put them in a ring. No, I'm not with that. You're doing a heck of a job as a trainer for your brother. Focus on that. You can't be a fighter and be a trainer at the same time. Focus on one job. If you're going to be the trainer for your brother, focus on that. If you want to be a fighter, find another quality of trainer for your brother before you decide to be a fighter. Because right now your brother is listening to all your instructions. You got him to be a champion. Focus on that. Focus on defending his title or trying to unify his title. I don't care to see Mr. Gary Russell in the ring no more. And I love the Russells, but I don't care to see him in the ring anymore.
I'm gonna say this. If I want to go first, BBO.
I think y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Go ahead, BBO. Good to have you back,
okay.
bro.
Oh, my bad. I fell asleep, man.
No, I thought I heard you. I thought I heard you snoring.
I knew I heard you snoring, dog.
Hey, I cut all that grass, man. I woke up. I said, "What time is it? I gotta start the show."
That yard work will put you to sleep.
Man, we're gonna have to start kneecapping this Negro, man. We're gonna have to start kneecapping him around here, man.
That's crazy.
But I think I was shocked when I seen reports on that fight. I get exactly what Free is saying, man. It's no need to go in there and box now. You waited too long, bro. Focus on little bro, like you said you was. I mean, that's one thing fighters got to do. If you say one thing, you kind of got to stick to what you said. You said you were done, so you should be done.
Nah, don't lie, Mr. Gary. He never said he was done.
When he was talking to Sean Porter, he said, "I feel like I'm focused on my family now." He didn't say done verbatim, but when he said he's focused on his family, that's me thinking he's saying he's done. So I don't know. I think he should focus on his little brother, man. Because he got a chance special.
Let me say this, man. I feel like Mr. Gary, he hasn't taken a lot of punishment outside of the wear and tear. So I think y'all are more so kind of treating him like a Deontay, but y'all gave Keith Thurman, a different treatment. Keith Thurman was allowed to have long layoffs come back.
We were critical of Thurman.
Let me finish.
Let him finish.
People definitely, no, and people definitely was okay with Thurman coming back and it was excited to see Thurman. So I'm gonna say this: the Lomachenko fight. We understand Gary had some issues with the weight last minute, and that was still a close fight. But Loma edged it. But then Maxaya, we know he really should have won the Maxaya fight, but obviously he had to fight injured to get his cheese, of course, get his bread. But ultimately, we all seen that he possibly got robbed with that decision as well. So this is all I'm gonna say. If Gary is healthy, I do want to see him back in the ring. I know he had a shoulder injury, and like y'all saying, he was focused on training. But like you're saying, if he still has the will to compete, then I'm not going to. I want to see him at least become a 2-division champion. So if Gary can get in there, get a tune-up, and then let's say if Gary can get in there with a Navarrete, because PBC and Top Rank are supposedly going to be doing business moving forward. If he can get like a fight like that or like an Oscar Valdez and stuff like that, I would love to see Gary beat up on those guys.
Yep. No.
Not gonna lie, B3. I'm not interested at all.
Not even if he's active.
I'm not interested. Like you said, he's almost 40. I'm not interested, B3. I ain't even gonna lie. No, I'm
I'll
not
let
interested.
Raw another. He gonna tell you the truth, man.
You know,
Yeah,
and then my fault, free. But let me say this real quick. And then
go
you
ahead, go
want to
ahead, go
see,
ahead.
then you want to see him become a two-division champion. Man, I'm tired of these old dudes getting keep getting title chances, man. Nah, man. It's a new era now, man. Nah, man. Nah.
Respectfully, only thing I'm gonna say respectfully, I agree. I understand what you're saying, High Rod. But then you got the young guys that ain't ready when they step up to a Johan Vasquez, they get clipped. You know what I'm saying, in the first round or whatever. So these young guys is not ready. That's why Manny Pacman. Who else is even in the 147? They put Devin at number one. He never even fought there. So that's why Pacman can come off the bench and get a Barrios fight. It's not really a lot of young guys getting it popping to the point where they even deserve the title shots.
I understand, but I can only blame them for not taking tough fights. You know, instead
No,
of padding your
not.
record, why don't you take a tough fight to see what you really made of? See if you really got it.
Yeah,
Mm.
I mean, I don't like. I I see what you're saying, B3. But the thing is, when Keith Thurman was coming back, we said that was bogus. He coming right back and trying to get in there with a champion. He got in there with Mario Barrio. He didn't get in there with a champion. He got in there with Mario Barrio. He was trying to get the Bud Crawford or the Earl Spence fight, and they was like, "Nah, nigga, you ain't done nothing in like 4 years. We ain't doing nothing with you." No. So I mean, I don't. Me personally, I'm the same thing with Deontay Wilder. I think the man is completely done. He needs to set it down. I mean, the same thing with Keith Thurman. I think he's completely done. He needs to sit it down. I mean, right now, at this point in time, I think Mr. Gary Russell is completely done. He needs to sit it down. He might not be done to the fact of we saw his skill deteriorate, but you've been out of the ring for 3 years. How ready are you for a title shot? You gotta work your way to a title shot. You can't just sit out for 3 years and then come back all of a sudden and get a title fight. No, you gotta get a nice tune up and then work your way up to a title fight. You got guys that's been fighting, that's been
That's what he
trying to
gonna
get a
do,
title
free.
fight.
Because
I I
Mr.
know that's
Gary will
not what
tell
he.
you.
I mean, I know what he's trying to do, but because his age right now, he's trying to get a title as soon as he can. But
Yeah.
that's your own fault that you sat out for 3 years. You had the shoulder surgery. You said the shoulder was healed up at the daggone I forgot what fight it was. He said his shoulder was healed up. So at that point, you should have been trying to get back into the ring, whether
But
it
let
was a
me
top opponent or it was a low level opponent. Get back in the ring so people can see you that you active again because you went
well
on a long layoff. You
well
got to
free
get back
well
active again.
you got well
Is
a
it
hundred
so?
percent a hundred well let me say this, Big Yoga. Y'all brought the totality of the situation when y'all brought up how many people they have lost in their family. That kind of gave some layoffs. He was injured, kind of had to force him in the McSile fight. And then of course his brother lost, so he wanted to make sure he solidified Antoine as a champion. So he did a lot. He's done a lot for the family. So all I'm saying is that I believe that is his plan. Like you saying, and when you think about the sport of boxing, right? Who is he gonna come back to? Al has to have a fight for him. They have to have a plan for him, right? So look at the landscape. The landscape maybe wasn't well, for one, he had a lot of family situations going on. But look at the landscape right now. It's open for him because look at the champ. Because look, hold on, just saying this. Lamont is 9 times out of 10 gonna drop his WBA right at 130 because he's at 135. So I mean, maybe 9 times out of 10. Or if he don't drop it, he could fight Gary Russell right at 130. And then outside of that, you do got Navarrete. Eddie Hearn got a belt with Nunez, but so they probably won't make that fight. But I mean, I'm just saying. All I'm saying is it's options and it's reasons to believe reasons why Gary wasn't out of the. You know,
No,
he was out of the ring for
no,
that long.
I know there's reason why he was out of the ring, but the problem with what you just stated, there should be no option for him to fight a title fight right away. The man been out of the ring for 3 years. Like I said, I love the Russells, but I am not going to sit here and just be biased and say that this man deserves to get a title shot after being sitting out for 3 years.
So
No,
what? So
there's
hold on.
guys
No,
that
I mean I'm just saying
no,
after one fight, why wouldn't he get a title shot? I'm lost.
no. After one fight, no, he doesn't deserve a title fight right now. He's not going to deserve a title fight after one fight. The
But
man got
so
to work his way.
Frank Martin can get a tune up and then fight
No,
Gary Antoine.
I'm not saying Frank Martin deserve a title fight neither. I'm not.
This
I didn't say that
deserving
deserve. I
word, this
didn't
is
say. I
business.
just. I
It's not about what's
no,
deserved. It's about
no.
being in position. Like Gary
Frank
Russell,
Martin
Mr.
is
Gary
not in
Russell.
position for a
Hold
title
on.
fight. No, you
He's a
cut.
big
Hold on, hold on. You
he
cut me
just did
off.
a pay
You
per
cut me
view with
off.
hold on, he's in position because he did a pay per view. We already know he's a big name.
He said he
No, he's
cut me
not.
off.
So that's what makes him his position. Now Gary
No, he's
Russell,
not.
he had like 10 title defenses. So
No, he's not.
any weight classes he go to, all he got to do is fight one time, and they gonna rank him
He
any
didn't have
sanctioned
no
body.
title defenses. What are you talking about?
Gary Russell had like 10 title defenses at 126.
Oh, you
So
talking
I
about
mean,
Gary Russell? I thought you were talking about Frank Martin. Frank Martin is not
yeah.
in position to get a title fight. No, he's
Listen,
not.
I'm trying to say Frank Martin can come back with one fight, and they will rank him wherever they want to, whatever the WB asks him to rank. And if Gary Antoine get a
The
voluntary,
the
they'll make the Frank Martin fight. It's as
the
simple as
difference.
that.
Hold up. The difference between Frank Martin and Gary Russell. Frank Martin just fought last year. Gary Russell hasn't fought in 3 years.
It
That's
doesn't
the difference.
matter. WBC or
It
Suleiman.
does matter.
It does
It
not
doesn't
matter.
matter.
Suleiman already
It
set precedent. He already told you that because if
dog.
you are a
It
name and you are a
dog.
former champion,
Listen,
that is
and
going
that's
to
what we
outweigh
talking about.
things. Like look at
Dog,
Pacquiao. Pacquiao was out for
we're
about 5 years.
that's what we're talking about. We don't care
That's the
about
problem.
what these people are doing. We're talking about what is deserved.
What's
We
right and
don't
what's
we
wrong.
know that
No,
these
that's
dudes
what you're trying to talk about. Ain't nothing. This is boxing. What are we talking about here?
no
What are
no
we?
listen, hold up.
How much? Albert Bell?
Let
When
me
did
finish
Albert
saying
Bell get a title shot?
let me finish saying what I'm saying. You always want to jump in and say
Where's
your
Ohio
piece
runs boxing?
before somebody finish talking. Let me finish saying what I'm saying, then you can say your piece. That's how we do. I say mine, then you go. You don't go while I'm saying mine. Let me finish. The thing is, when you got these guys and you say, oh, we want to see the big fight, we want to see the best fight the best. Well, these guys are working up to be able to fight the best versus the best, and then all of a sudden you got a guy that's been sitting out for 5 years and say, you know what, it's easy pickings right now. Let me get back in here, and you automatically get this man a shot. No, it don't work that way. You got these guys that's been out here working to get to that spot. You got to work your way back to that spot. You lost that spot. You was there. You dropped off. I mean, you took a loss and you sat out for 3 years. You don't deserve that spot again. You got to work your way back up there. You got
I
to
agree
work
with
your way.
that.
Yeah,
I agree with
but
Chris.
you got to yeah, it's easy to say that, but when you got a guy like you got to do the research because the
They're
WBO
trying to make some money free. That's
Gustavo
all
hold
you
on.
actually saying.
No, it's Gustavo Oliveira. Yeah, and everybody's trying to make money. The sanctioning bodies, the fighters, everybody, and you got to be a name. Albert Bell couldn't get a title shot because he hadn't even fought anybody in the top 15, top 10 in the ranking. So they said you have to have that. That was a requirement for the WBO. So you talking about all these guys that deserves this and deserve that. They have to have a promotional entity that's moving them to even setting them up with the right fights. So if it's Gary Russell's time and Al is moving him, that's who's gonna get the fight. If it's Frank Martin time, that's who moving them, then they gonna get the fight. So all this deserved is you better have a promotional company and a good manager that's moving you to get in position or it's going to be Gary Russell and Frank Martin off a layoff, just
Well,
like it was De Los Santos off a layoff.
the whole thing is the question was, how do we see? I don't care to see Gary Russell back in the ring. The man been out for 3 years. I don't care to see him back in the ring. Be a trainer. That's what you're good at. Do that. You was a hell of a champion when you was a champion, but now you're a trainer. Now be a trainer. Be a heck of a trainer. There's another side to this boxing industry. You got fighters and you got trainers. Your fighting career is now over with. Focus on being one of the best trainers in the sport of boxing. There's nothing
Man,
wrong with that.
Roy Jones still trying to looking for fights. Mike Tyson just got his head beat in. Like these guys,
He got his
Man,
head beat.
you talking about
If
old
Gary
ass fighters
Russell,
that nobody can to see fight.
100%,
When the last Roy
100%.
Jones fight you watched?
But how many people tuned in? How many people tuned in to watch that Mike Tyson fight?
It's
It
Mike
was
Tyson, man.
free.
It
It
is
was
Mike
free.
Tyson. And it's Mike
Did
Tyson.
Mickey Bay did Swift Promotion just put Mickey Bay on Prize?
Dog,
Wasn't that in
it was
Philly?
free. It was
Yeah.
How old
free.
is Mickey Bay? So that's what I'm saying, man. These guys is we getting I think Free is a little. I mean, that's his man's 50 grand, so he may be a little bit.
But
He may be.
he's saying he don't want to see him, and that is his man 50 grand. He don't want to see
But
him.
that's what I'm saying. I don't understand the premise behind it because he hasn't taken punishment in the sport. So why wouldn't we want to? If he says he want to fight, why wouldn't we want to see him compete? That's why
Dog,
I'm
I
like
didn't say
kind of
I,
confused.
I what I'm saying is he don't deserve to go right into no title fight. He don't deserve to be ranked right there at the top to get a title shot. This man got to work his way up. I'm not going to sit here and overlook the facts. The man got to work his way back up. He took a
But let me,
loss, and
so
after
you know how the sport work, right?
no, I know how the sport works, but
Okay.
what I'm saying is, we're trying to make the sport better, and by making the sport better is by letting these guys fight their way to a title, not give them a title shot. Let them fight their way to a title.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody told him. Nobody said giving him a title shot. But here's the thing: when he comes back for an interim bout, that's gonna put him in position. Now, the way the sport works is they put him in with a credible guy. So if he loses to this guy, they have built another star. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna put the old guy in that's real good with a young guy that they building up. They just gotta find the right prospect to
No,
put him in with. Now
no,
that may and now if they got to deal with Top Rank to give him a title shot with Navarrete or something like that, then or the Oshaki Stephen Fulton winner, then that's a whole different ball game. I mean, that's just business. It ain't personal.
okay. Now you looking at the 130 landscape. Do you think there's a lot of guys that's not a title holder? There's a lot of guys that can beat Gary Russell at 130.
I gotta pull up them names. I'm gonna get my little device.
I mean, I don't think that there's a lot of guys that can beat him at 130. The landscape at 130, I don't think there's a lot of guys. That's one of the reasons why I say I have no problem with him fighting his way back to a title shot. He can take 2 or 3 fights and be right in a title contention after his second or third fight. He can fight his way back up. I'm not saying he got to drop all the way down to the bottom, but he shouldn't be taking one fight and the next fight is a title fight. No, he got to work his way back up. You don't just jump right back into a title fight. And the reason why people is turning away from the sport is because they having these big name favorites. Oh, he sat out for 4 years, but now we're gonna put him right back into a title fight. No, you don't deserve no
Free,
title
they've
fight.
been doing that
Manny
for
Pacquiao
100
should not be
years.
getting a title fight. Manny
So
Pacquiao should
look,
not be getting a title fight
Free.
at all.
Oh,
So here we go.
Let me say this real quick. They went and dug up John L. Sullivan to fight again. Every time they need somebody in boxing, they go dig them up, and that's exactly what's happening now. Boxing is struggling to find another star since Floyd Mayweather. They're going to do whatever they can to make the sport viable. And I think no matter what we think, we seen him do worse. Gary Antuanne, if he went to 130, which I don't think he'll make 130 at this age, I think he would have a hard time. If he went to 135, he'd have a hard time.
Well, these names.
He's not the same Gary from 2015, 2016.
Yeah, and that's
This
another
is
thing
that's
too.
not
We
that
got to see
got
how
same
his
Gary.
skill level is.
Look, check it out, Free. We got Emmanuel Navarrete.
No, I'm not talking about the title holders. I'm talking
No,
about the guys
I'm
that
gonna
come
I'm
out.
gonna read down the list. Then you got Anthony Conceição. Then you got Oshaki Foster.
Solid,
You put them
solid.
against Lamont Roach. You got Raymond Ford and you got Robson Conceição. You got Nunez down there. I
Let
mean,
me ask you
if
this:
you put Gary in one of them,
Can Gary Russell beat Ray Ford?
I mean, I don't know.
No, I'm asking you. In your thought, if we said
If
let's get Ray Ford versus Gary Russell Jr., who you think would win?
right now, I got to go with Raymond
Right
Ford
now,
because
today.
he hasn't fought in 3 years. But if you throw him in
So
there with,
that's what Free's saying. That's what Free's saying, man. He's
no,
finished.
I agree with D Free. I'm agreeing with D Free. I think that he doesn't deserve it. Like, what are you gonna do? Put him
It
in
don't
there with
matter
a
what he deserved. It don't matter what he
Schwartz?
deserved. Would he get it? Yes, he would get it, but I don't. It
I
don't
don't
matter
think
what
he
he
would.
deserves,
I don't think he'll get it, bro. But I
bro.
could be
Gary
wrong.
Russell. People like me and you would spend money, man. I'm about to spend some money on this Deontay Wilder fight. Deontay
Yes.
Wilder has been done. He cashed
Yeah.
his sharp, and they still digging him up.
Mm-hmm.
It's because he sells tickets. People,
Like-
they're talking about
He ain't
paying
in the world
Deontay
title
Wilder
fight though.
18 million. They're talking about paying Deontay Wilder $18 million to fight in the O2 versus David Allen. For what? Because
but
Deontay sells tickets.
But see, the thing
That's what
is,
it's all about.
Deontay hasn't sat out for 4 years neither. He hasn't sat out for 3 years. Deontay had a fight. I mean, he got knocked out. I don't think he should be fighting anymore. I think Deontay Wilder shouldn't be fighting anymore. It's not the fact that he don't deserve to get the fights that he's getting. I think he shouldn't be fighting anymore. Deontay Wilder has been fighting. Mr. Gary Russell has not been fighting. That's what we're missing. That's what we're missing. This man has been sitting I ain't gonna say he's been sitting at home, but the man has been out of the ring. He's been training his brother. He's been out of the ring. He hasn't fought anybody in 3 years. And we saying, okay, he should get a shot at a interim belt right away? No, he shouldn't.
He's 37 years old. You know, I mean, the last time he fought was Mark Maxwell. So
yeah, I know. 3 years
That
ago.
old? Wow, I didn't know he was that old.
Yes, he's 30. I
37,
just told you he's 37. He's about to be 38. He'll be 38 later on this year.
I thought Gary was like
I think his birthday's in a couple of months. His birthday's in a couple of months. He's about to be 38.
Well, in that case, he should sit down.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying this. I'm not saying this just to be meanful. I know these guys personally. I know how old he is. This man is about to be 38 in a couple of months. The man hasn't been in the ring for 3 years.
His birthday was June the 5th, so he just turned 37.
His birthday was June.
Yeah, June the 5th. He just turned 37, but nevertheless, 37 is 37. That's not young for boxing, you know, and especially when you sat out for 3 years.
That's Antonio's birthday. That's
the man is 47 years old.
That's crazy.
He might be 63. I don't know.
No,
all I'm trying to tell you is this. This is all I'm trying to tell you. Mr. Gary, and I say it respectfully, and I'm agreeing with you, friend. I'm agreeing. Mr. Gary, you done had your career. You know what I'm saying? a great champion. At the same time, whatever you and Floyd had going on, I don't know that whole dynamic. Y'all know it better than I do. Whatever y'all had going on, it derailed your career. And did you have your title defenses? Absolutely. Did you go out there and lose to Mark Maxwell? R.I.P. to Batman.
January 22nd, 2022.
Okay, go ahead, Bryce. Go ahead.
No, I'm just reading the date. That's the last time he fought. January 22nd, 2022.